The world tilted when I saw her hand brush his. A fleeting touch that lingered too long under the dim glow of the cafe's string lights. My breath caught, sharp and jagged, as if the air itself had turned to glass. Clara's laugh, soft, intimate, the one she used to save for me, spilled across the evening, wrapping around the stranger like a secret. I stood frozen across the street, my keys biting into my palm, the grocery bag slipping from my fingers. Oranges rolled into the gutter, bright against the dusk, and I couldn't move to chase them. We'd built a life together, Clara and I. 10 years of shared mornings, her coffee too sweet, mine black. 10 years of her stealing my socks, of me pretending to mind. I'd given up my job in the city, the late-night drinks with colleagues, the chance at a corner office. All for her dream of a quiet life in this coastal town. She wanted space to paint, to breathe, she said. I wanted her happiness more than my own. So I traded skyscrapers for salt air, ambition for her smile. But now, watching her lean closer to him, her eyes catching the light like they used to catch mine, I wondered if I'd ever known her at all. The cafe was our place. We'd spent countless evenings there, her sketching on napkins while I rambled about work. She'd been distant lately though, her phone always face down, her smiles a beat too slow. I'd chalked it up to her art, to the long hours she spent in her studio, paint smudged on her cheeks. I'm just tired, Ben, she'd say, her voice soft but frayed, like a thread about to snap. I believed her because I wanted to. Because love makes you blind to the cracks. I crossed the street, my heart hammering, each step heavier than the last. The cafe's warmth hit me as I pushed through the door, the scent of espresso and cinnamon curling around me. Clara didn't see me at first. She was laughing again, her head tilted, her fingers tracing the rim of her cup. The man, broad-shouldered, with a jawline sharper than mine, leaned in, whispering something that made her blush. My Clara, blushing for someone else. Clara, I said, my voice low, unsteady. Her head snapped up, eyes wide, like a deer caught in headlights. The man turned, his expression unreadable, but his hand slid back to his side of the table. Too late. I'd seen it. Ben, she said, her voice too bright, too quick. What are you doing here? Groceries, I said, lifting the bag, my voice flat. Thought I'd surprise you. Looks like I did. Her smile faltered, and she glanced at the man. This is Ethan. From the gallery. We were just discussing my next show. Ethan extended a hand, his grip firm, his eyes steady. Good to meet you, Ben. Clara's told me a lot about you. I bet she has, I thought, but I shook his hand, my knuckles white. Funny, I said. She hasn't mentioned you. The air thickened, heavy with unspoken words. Clara's fingers twisted in her scarf, a nervous habit I knew too well. Ben, let's go home, she said, standing, her chair scraping against the floor. We can talk there. We walked in silence, the night pressing against us. The house smelled of her lavender candles, but it felt foreign now, like stepping into someone else's life. She set her bag down, avoiding my eyes. It's not what you think, she started, but I cut her off. Then tell me what it is, Clara. My voice cracked, betraying the anger I tried to bury. Because it looked like you were awfully cozy with Ethan from the gallery. She flinched, her hands rising as if to ward off the accusation. He's just a friend, Ben. We work together. You know how important the gallery is to me. Important enough to lie about? I stepped closer, my chest tight. You've been working late for weeks. Phone calls you don't explain. Texts you hide. Don't tell me it's nothing. Her eyes glistened, but she didn't cry. Not yet. I'm not hiding anything, she said, but her voice wavered, a telltale quiver. You're being paranoid. Paranoid? I laughed, bitter and hollow. I saw you, Clara. The way you looked at him. That wasn't work. She turned away, her shoulders trembling. You don't understand, she whispered. You gave up everything for me, Ben. Your job, your life. I never asked you to. I feel trapped sometimes. Like I'm carrying the weight of your sacrifice. Her words hit like a fist, stealing my breath. So this is my fault? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. I loved you. I gave you everything. And I love you, she said, turning to face me, tears spilling now. But I'm not perfect. Ethan, he sees me as an artist, not just your wife. He listens. I staggered back, the room spinning. Listens? Clara, I've spent years listening to you. I've held you through every doubt, every failed painting. And this is what I get. She reached for me, but I pulled away. Ben, please. It was a mistake. A moment. It didn't mean anything. But it did. I saw it in her eyes, the guilt she couldn't hide. I saw it in the way she'd stopped wearing her wedding ring to the studio, claiming it got in the way of her brushes. In the late nights, the excuses, the distance that had grown between us like a slow poison. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the porch, the ocean's roar a distant echo of my thoughts. I replayed every moment, her smile, her lies, the way she'd made me feel whole. I wanted to hate her, but all I felt was emptiness, a hollow ache where love used to be. By morning, I knew what I had to do. I packed a bag, left a note on the counter. I need time. Don't call. I drove to the city, to the life I'd left behind, but it felt like a stranger's world. My phone buzzed. Clara, pleading, apologizing, promising. I didn't answer. Weeks later, I saw her painting in the gallery window, a swirl of blues and grays, a storm over the sea. It was beautiful, raw like her. A card beside it read, "For Ben, my anchor, my regret." I stood there, rain streaking the glass, and realized closure wasn't a moment. It was a wound that never fully heals. I walked away, the painting burned into my mind. Her betrayal a shadow I'd carry forever. Love, I learned, doesn't die quietly. It lingers, sharp and merciless, long after the trust is gone.